Students, welcome you back once again in geological knowledge. So as we are dealing with the very important and the basic properties of the minerals, and in the continuation of that we have talked about the feldspar group of minerals, in which we have talked about their chemical composition, their physical properties like cleavage, color, as well as the hardness, specific gravity, and their basic properties and their distinguishing properties, from which, on the basis of which, we can distinguish between potash feldspar and the plesioclase feldspar. Okay, so now in the continuation of that series, today we will discuss another very important family of minerals, that is the mica family. And if we talk about the significance of this family, so it's very important family for the exam point of view, and also for the ore minerals. Okay, so we all know that is the mica, that is a very important ore mineral in the Indian stratigraphy, in the Indian economic geology. So we will discuss in detail about their physical properties and their distinguishing properties, from on the basis of which we can distinguish between other minerals with the mica. Okay, so let's start our discussion. So this will be the formation and the descriptive study of minerals, and the second part, that is dealing with the mica family. And first question deals with the mica group minerals. They show which structure in the microscopic level: box structure, sheet structures, hexagonal structure, or the columnar structure. So it's very basic and very important too, that is the mica is a very important hydrous silica of the aluminium. Okay, with varying amount of potash, sodium, calcium, and magnesium. Okay, as well as the iron content. Okay, so, and it's characterized by the presence of the basal cleavage. That's very important property, from on the basis of which it can be distinguished. So the micaceous cleavage is explained by their atomic structure. So they constitute of SiO4 tetrahedra, which are linked at the 3 of their corners and extending in the 2 dimensions. And this is also known as they are also known as the sheet structure. Okay, and that is the best example of the mica, that is muscovite. Okay, muscovite being the best example. And if we talk about the silicate structure belonging to this mica, so that is the phyllosilicates. And phyllosilicates, they are generally known as sheet silicates, because they form a sheet structure in which they are the continuous linkage of the hexagonal groups of the silicate tetrahedra. And in this structure, 3 of the 4 oxygen in the SiO4 tetrahedra, they are shared with the neighboring boxing tetrahedra, giving a ratio of silica to oxygen. That ratio ranges from 2:5. Okay, and as the atomic bonding, which is perpendicular to the sheet structure, that is generally weak. So that's why these minerals, they split easily into thin sheets. So that's the very important cause. That's why these mica minerals, or the chlorite, kaolinite, or the other clay minerals, they break easily. Okay, because of their bonding, atomic bonding perpendicular to the sheet structures. Okay, so the correct option here is option B. Okay, sheet silicates or the sheet structures. And the same is given here in the description box. As you can see, the micaceous cleavage is explained by their atomic structure. They constitute of SiO4 tetrahedra, which are linked at 3 of their corners and extending in 2 dimensions. So that's why they are known as sheet structures. So option B is the right answer. Next one is, there is the presence of eminent cleavage in micas. So there is a statement given here. There is the presence of my eminent cleavage in micas. So whether this statement is true or the false. So the seats they are held together in pairs by the metallic ions, and but the bonding so resulting due to the metallic ions is the weakest, and hence there is eminent cleavage which is present in the micas. Okay, so we have already discussed that is the bonding between the atoms or the molecules that is very weak, so that's why they form a seat structures. So the statement given here, there is the presence of eminent cleavage in micas, so that is true, very true. Okay, so the correct option that is here option A. Next one is, what percentage of crust do the micas form approximately? 20%, more than 60%, 4%, or the 40%? So mica, they are, besides feldspar, pyroxene as well as the amphiboles, they are very common rock forming minerals, forming approximately 4% of the crust of the earth. Okay, so we have already discussed about the feldspar minerals, feldspar group of minerals, in which we have talked about that is the feldspar, they are the most abundant rock forming minerals occurring in the earth's crust, and the next one in the series, these are pyroxenes, amphiboles, or very common and rock forming minerals, approximately 4%. Sorry, 4%. Okay, so that's the proportion or the percentage of mica, that is 4%. So option C is the right answer. Next question deals with the which is the less important and more important and less important minerals crystallize respectively. Which is the less important and more important and less important minerals crystallize respectively? Triclinic and monoclinic, monoclinic and triclinic, monoclinic and rhombohedral, or the rhombohedral and the rhombohedral as well as the triclinic. Okay, so there are 4 options and you have to tell that which one is majority of the minerals which crystallizes and less crystallizes minerals. Okay, so that is most important members of the mica group, they crystallize in one system only, that is the monoclinic system. Okay, and some less important members they crystallize in the triclinic system. So it's very important for one to understand that is their crystal system. So crystal system being the monoclinic system, and some of the members they occur in the triclinic system. So option B is the right answer. Next one is, what type of cleavage is shown by the mica group? That's very important physical property from on the basis of which it can be distinguished: the perfect cubic cleavage, perfect octahedral cleavage, perfect basal cleavage, or the prismatic cleavage. So that is option C, that is perfect basal cleavage. That's very important. So the crystals of the mica group, they show a prism angles of 60 degrees as well as 120 degrees, and because of the atomic constitution, micas show excellent basal cleavage. Okay, so that's the very important physical property on the basis of which they are being distinguished in the field. So if you have seen in the mica in the field, you would have seen that there are very thin flakes of the seeds of mica. Okay, generally green in color. So the correct option here is option C. Next one is, which mineral is flaky and black in the appearance? Okay, so we all know that is there are 2 common varieties of mica, that is muscovite, which is generally rich in aluminium, and the biotite, which is generally rich in iron as well as the magnesium. And the physical properties of both of the micas, they are similar, and they crystallize in the monoclinic system, and they have one perfect basal cleavage as we have already talked, and they occur in the foliated form, and the mineral, they can be split into thin elastic sheets. So that these are the properties of micas, whether we talk about muscovite mica or the biotite mica. But the question here is, which mineral is flaky, sorry, which mineral is flaky and black in the appearance? Biotite, muscovite mica, diamond, or the jasper? So correct option here is biotite. So biotite mica is flaky and black in appearance and appears in the form of thin sheets, and they are usually translucent in color. Okay. So the correct option here being the option A, biotite mica. Next one is, what is the other name of muscovite mica? So if we talk about the other minerals, so or the basics of the mica family, so mica that occurs in the form of books or the large sheets in the pegmatites. So pegmatite that occurs or crystallizes in the later stage of the magmatic crystallization, and where it is associated mainly with the quartz as well as the feldspar. And there are several varieties of mica, that's very important for the exam point of view, that is muscovite mica, biotite mica, phlogopite mica, as well as the lepidolite mica. And there, if we talk about the properties, so muscovite mica, that is potassium mica also known as, and it's colorless transparent mica. And if we talk about the biotite, so biotite is iron magnesium mica, and it's dark in color, or it's black mica. And phlogopite, that is magnesium mica, and it's an amber colored mica. And lepidolite, so that is the lithium bearing mica. So this is very important, another very important question for the exam point of view, that is, which mica carries lepidolite in its structure? So that is lepidolite, sorry, which mica consists of lithium in the structure? So that is lepidolite, or it's known as lithium mica, and it's pale colored mica. Okay. And there is another one, that is the paragonite sodium mica. Okay. But if you talk about, come back to our question, so question was, what is the other name of the muscovite mica? Black mica, potass mica, vitreous mica, or the glassy mica? So that is potass mica. We have already discussed, that is muscovite, it has the chemical composition of, muscovite mica has the chemical composition of KAl2, AlSi3O10, okay, and OH twice, that is hydrated mica. So potass is there, that's why it's known as potass mica. Okay, so option B is the correct answer, and the same is the given in the description box. The other name of the muscovite mica is potass mica, and biotite mica is also called as the black mica due to its appearance. Okay, so black mica is biotite and the potass mica is muscovite. Okay, so the correct option here is option B. Next question deals with, what is the diaphanity of the muscovite mica? Opaque, transparent, translucent, or any form? Diaphanity means the form of that mineral. So muscovite mica, they usually occur in the form of thin colorless sheets, as a mass may appear pale yellow, and it's generally transparent in color. So the correct option here is option B, transparent mica, option B. Next one is, what is the streak given by the muscovite mica? So if we talk about the physical properties or the other properties of muscovite mica, so we have already talked about the crystal system, so that is monoclinic, and cleavage is perfect basal cleavage, we all know. Hardness of mica family, that varies from 2 to 2.5 or 2.3. Specific gravity is also low 2.6 to 2.68 or 2.3 up to something. And the most important property, that is the streak. So the streak is white, black, color or the white, black, yellow or the colorless. So the color of the muscovite mica, that is usually colorless to pale yellow but gives no streak. Okay, so color of muscovite mica, that is usually colorless, that's why it doesn't colorless to pale yellow, but it doesn't give any type of streak. Okay, so the correct option here is option D, colorless. Next one is pick the wrong statement about the mica. So about mica there are 4 statements are given. They have high hardness, they have low hardness, they are usually transparent to translucent, they are used as good electrical insulators. So we all know that is their hardness is very low. As we have discussed, the hardness is 2 to 2.5, not more than that. So the mica, they have a low hardness of about 2.5 to 3, hence the first statement is wrong and the rest of the statement about the mica holds good. That is, they have low hardness, that is right, and they is usually transparent to translucent, and they are used as a good electrical insulators. The correct option here is option A. And next one is, what is the distinguishing property between biotite mica and the muscovite mica? Okay, streak, luster, color or the hardness. So color is the very important or the distinguishing property between these two minerals. The color of the minerals is the most distinguishing property between the two. The biotite mica, they show black color, whereas the muscovite mica is almost colorless. Okay, so that's very distinguishing property. And it has also been asked in the examination, that is the colorless transparent mica is also known as. There will be 4 options given and you will have to take the right one. So the right one will be the muscovite. So muscovite is the colorless transparent mica. Okay, or it can be asked in other form of the question. So what is the dark colored mica or the black color mica? So that is the biotite. Okay, so these are the some basic questions on the basis of which you can identify that what will be the pattern of the examination and which type of questions will be asked. I am discussing only the basic parameters or the basic questions of each and every topics, because you would have to understand the basic property, basic part firstly, then we will go for the tougher part. Okay, so the question, if you talk about the question, that is the what is the distinguishing property between biotite and muscovite mica? So that is the color of the minerals. Okay, so this was our discussion about the muscovite family. We have talked about only the basic properties as well as the differences and the important facts about the micas. Okay, thank you.